Hello everyone, I'm Jonas.
And I'm Lewis.
And welcome to JL Pokémon, and welcome back to another episode of Cards of the Week.
So a brand new Cards of the Week episode is coming your way, and we have some pretty awesome Pokemon picked out. The box legendaries for Black and White, Reshiram and Zekrom. So these are some pretty awesome Pokemon that have seen a fair bit of play in the Pokemon trading card game. And so we are excited to get into this. So how about, Jonas, you do the coin flip. But before we do that,
make sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, also make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at JL_PKMN.
And how about we do the coin flip?
Here we go. I'm heads, Lewis, tails. Here we go.
It's heads, never tails. That's so dumb.
It was tails a couple of weeks ago.
No, it wasn't. All right, how about we get straight into Cards of the Week, which I'm doing Zekrom.
Alright guys, let's talk about Zekrom and why I chose it for this week's Cards of the Week. Now the reason why I chose the, Zekrom for Cards of the Week is because Lewis did Reshiram and I'm doing Zekrom. So it's against each other. Same with Signal Strike versus Rapid Strike, Ice Rider versus Shadow Rider, and so on.
All those pairs of Pokemon.
Yeah, Zamazenta versus Zacian.
Yeah.
So yeah, the first one is from Black and White base set. It had 130 HP, had a full art as a regular, not even in the X, which was pretty interesting. It had a weakness to fighting and 2 attacks. The first one, Outrage for 2 colorless energy, 20 plus. Does 10 more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So you can do a maximum up
that is
to
pretty good.
How much damage? That is, so 20 times, you can do a maximum of 120 damage.
120?
No, 140.
140 damage for for a double colorless, which was released in Heart Gold and Soul Silver base set. So you could be playing a double colorless in this format, and that is super awesome. So Zekrom was at the very beginning of the Heart Gold and Soul Silver format. So, well, actually at the very end of the Heart Gold Soul Silver format. So you did see it with stuff like Junk Arm, and you did see it with stuff like all these different Pokemon from the Heart Gold Soul Silver era, like Dual Ball. It was probably played with it, and a bunch of other ones like Professor Oak's New Theory and all those cool supporter cards that you were also playing along with Professor Juniper. So there's like a bunch of different things that you can mismatch together. And Zekrom was also the perfect counter against Mega Prime, which was a super awesome card that was destroying the meta, and Zekrom hit it for weakness. That was really awesome.
Now the next one is from
Next Destinies.
It was Zekrom EX with 180 HP. Now this was the full art, and there was also a regular one. So the regular one had 100 HP, 180 HP, 2 attacks for 1 lightning and 2 colorless, and Glinting Claw 50 plus. Flip a coin if heads, this attack does 30 more damage. That sucks. 80 damage for 3 energies. Unless you wanted to get, like, say you had 2 energies on Zekrom and you just needed 1 more, you had that energy in your hand, it was inactive, and 80 damage to win, you would be able to play that card and win the game. Now, its second attack is not very much better, but Strong Vault. 2 lightning and 2 colorless.
And also remember, guys, that the older EXs from the Black and White era were nowhere near as good as any of the ultra rares nowadays, like V's, VMAXs, G's, GXs, and all that stuff. So they're nowhere near as good as those more recent cards because of power creep. So that's super awesome.
Yeah. So the next one is Strong Vault for 2 lightning and 2 colorless. 150 damage. Discard 2 energies attached to this one.
And that could be a DC.
Yes, that could be a DC. 3 retreat cost, and the other ones had 3, 2, 2, and 2, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2. Now the next one
is
exactly the same as the
Zekrom, like a bunch of other cards, got tons Zekrom, like a bunch of Reshiram, had a ton of reprints.
Like right now, what I'm looking at, I can see 4 reprints of the same card printed in 2 different sets.
Yep.
So yeah, it came out in Next Destiny.
And it sadly continues.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, it came out in Next Destiny.
This one right here came out in Plasma Freeze.
Okay, but this one is Next Destiny.
Yes.
So Plasma Freeze had 130 HP. Most of them here. Pretty much 130, 130, 130, 130. So yeah, pretty much all had like 130. This one had 2 attacks, Match Claw. Mock Claw. 50 damage for 1 lightning and 2 colorless for 50 damage. That is not very good at all. But it isn't affected by a weakness or resistance.
It's not affected by resistance.
Oh gosh, that's not even that good.
No, if it isn't affected by resistance, it means things that resist.
I know, but
lightning.
For 3 energies, 50 damage.
It's not bad. Not horrible. Back in that format.
Yeah. So the next one is Fusion Bolt for 80 plus. If Reshiram is on your bench, this attack does 40 more damage.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then in Legendary Treasures, we did get the
gold card.
The gold reprint of Zekrom.
I gotta talk about it.
It's the same thing as the. Is it?
Oh, yes.
And then Zekrom EX got reprinted in.
It's the exact same Zekrom.
And it got reprinted in Legendary.
Got reprinted again in Legendary Treasures. The next one is reprint in Legendary Treasures. The next one is different. This one came out in
Roaring Skies.
Check out in a couple weeks maybe Evolving Skies. Just a little hint. So it had 1 energy stream, 30 damage, attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to this Pokemon, which will lead up to the next attack, Electro Ball, which is not that bad. 100 energies for 1 fire.
100 energies.
Oh gosh, 100 damage for 1 fire, 2 lightning, and 1 colorless. And yeah, for 100 damage, that is not very much. Had a weakness to Fairy this time, and had a retreat cost of 2. The other one had 2, 3, 2, 2, 2, and yeah. So the next one is from Shining Legends. Is this a reprint?
No. Very close.
Yeah, the first one's a reprint. The first attack on this card is a reprint. And now the second one, so Stormblade, is 2 lightning and 1 colorless. For 130, discard 2 energies from this Pokemon. That is okay if you're looking at a certain point of view. And yeah, so that's one-shotting again most Zekroms on this page. And yeah, the next one came out in Dragon Majesties, which is a pretty interesting set. That is the second side set I've ever opened. Yep. And so yeah, this one had Shred and Bolt Strike, had 130 HP, but Shred says 1 lightning and 2 colorless. Does 70 damage. This attack isn't damaged by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. So yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Bolt Strike, 150 for 2 lightning and 2 colorless. Flip a coin. If tails, this attack does 50 damage to itself. That is not that bad at all.
Very similar attack to Zekrom EX, actually.
Now the next one is the famous Pikachu and Zekrom. This is what Pikachu is doing on Zekrom's wing. Kind of weird. Yeah. Full Blitz, 150 for 3 lightning energies. Search your deck for up to 3 lightning energies and attach them to one of your Pokemon, then shuffle your deck.
That's pretty insane.
Now, it's GX attack, tag Bolt GX for 3 lightning energies, does 200 damage.
And if you have 3 extra lightning energy attached to it, you also do 160 to a benched Pokemon. So
which is very useful.
Very awesome.
Then it has a lightning, then it has the not the lightning, the full art, the regular, where's the alternate art? I don't think it's on this page.
No.
Nope, oof. Well, the alternate art looks pretty sick and is over here. And yeah, the next one is Reshiram and Zekrom. So yeah, this one had 2 attacks, had 270 HP. Now I like the middle one here. What is this one?
Just the alternate.
Yeah. Just an alternate. But this has N going like that. It's so sick. And it kind of looks like N only has 4 fingers, but he has 5. And then the next one is N sitting on Zekrom, which is pretty cool.
Zekrom looks absolutely massive there.
Yeah, compared to Reshiram. Compared to N. So yeah, the hyper rare is the alternate art pretty much. Except maybe this is the regular, this is the hyper rare, and then this is the alternate art.
No.
I don't know. But yeah, so let's get into its attacks. For 1 fire and 1 lightning, Fabled Firebolt. 90.
Fabled Flare Bolts, which did 90 damage. Discard 3 in any combination of basic fire and basic lightning Pokemon from this Pokemon. If from your benched Pokemon, actually, this attack does 90 damage times the number of energy you discarded in this way. So that is absolutely insane. You can do a maximum of, you guessed it, 270 damage. So
that's pretty much better than Ice Rider Calyrex, but
kinda.
Yeah.
So you are hitting perfect numbers against yourself, so that's pretty interesting and super cool. And its GX attack is Cross Break GX,
which for 2 fire energies and 2 lightning. It says this attack does 170 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. If you played End's Resolve from your hand during this turn, this attack also does 170 to your opponent's other bench Pokemon. Don't apply weakness or resistance for bench Pokemon.
Oh.
That is insane.
Yeah.
So you can knock out pretty much everything on your opponent's bench, like a simple V that only has Alcremie, which only has 170, I think. Right?
Huh?
Right? Right?
Oh yeah, okay.
Alcremie V. You can one-shot Alcremie V.
Well, we can check.
Yeah, we can check that right now. So I'll just keep talking while you search. I'll just keep talking while you search. So yeah, the last one is from Vivid Voltage. Vivid Voltage.
170.
Yep, told ya. So if they have 4 on your bench, that is an instant win, pretty much. And there's also a couple other Vs that only have 170, 160, 150. Now the last one is from Vivid Voltage, has 130 HP, like pretty much all of them.
Yeah.
Had 2 attacks for 2 colorless, slash for 30 damage. And then it was Wild Shock, 2 lightnings, and 1 colorless. Did 130. This attack does 60 damage to itself. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed.
Oh.
It's paralyzed in its entire body. Yeah.
Weakness to fighting and 3 retreat costs.
Which is expensive. Yep. And so does the Reshiram Zekrom.
So that is it for Zekrom. How about I get real quick into my Pokemon, which is Reshiram.
Catch you guys in a second.
Alright guys, time to talk about Reshiram, the super awesome, better Unova legendary.
No.
I do.
I like Zekrom better.
Yeah, I like the super fluffy, awesome Reshiram.
It's not fluffy.
What are you saying?
Maybe it's ears, but so is Zekrom.
Okay, time to get into Reshiram, and its first ever card was printed in black and white base set, which was very similar to the Zekrom from Black and White base set, which had 130 HP and had Outrage for 2 colorless energy, which did 20 damage plus 10 more for each damage counter on this Pokemon. Not as good as Zekrom because you weren't hitting weakness on Mega Prime. Actually, now that I think of it, I don't know. Did Mega Prime have a fire or lightning weakness? I don't know. It's either. I'm not 100%
It's one
sure.
of the 2.
It's definitely one of the 2. So yeah, that was that, and so that was a super awesome attack that you could one-shot either one-shot or not one-shot. Mega Prime, and it also had Blue Flare for 2 fire and a colorless. Discard 2 fire energy attached to this Pokemon, 120 damage. Not horrible, and you were basically very close to knocking out yourself. So had a weakness to water and 2 retreat costs, so that was very awesome. The next Reshiram that came out was the one and only Reshiram EX from Next Destinies. It had 180 HP, and it had an attack called Glinting Claw, which was basically the exact same attack as it is the exact same attack actually, except instead of paying lightning, you paid fire for the attack on Reshiram, which did 50 plus and 30 more on a coin flip. So that was awesome. Then Brave Fire is the next one. Flip a coin. If tails, this has 50 damage to itself, and it costs 2 fire and 2 colorless. So that was cool. Weakness to water as usual, and 2 retreat cost. And like always, there's another one which came out in Plasma Freeze, like Jonas's. So this had 130 HP again. It had Fire type. It was a Fire type, obviously, and then it also had Fire and 2 colorless for its first attack. Purifying Flame, 50 damage. Remove all special conditions from this Pokemon. Pretty awesome, super cool. So you're not. Actually, no, you can't attack when you're paralyzed. So it gets rid of poison and it gets rid of confusion if you land the attack. Fusion Flare, same attack as Zekrom, except instead of a lightning, it's obviously a fire. And if you have a Zekrom on your bench, it does 40 more damage. So pretty awesome. And like the Zekrom, it also had a ton of reprints. So Reshiram got reprinted as a promo. This is the regular one. Got reprinted as a promo.
A gold card.
A gold card. Super sick full art, alternate art, and the full art from Black and White base set. And in super cool alt art from Legendary Treasures, so that's awesome. The next Reshiram was the Reshiram from Roaring Skies. Like the Zekrom from Roaring Skies, it had an amazing ability though that called Turbo Blaze that said once you return, before you attack, if this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, you may attach a fire type energy to your bench, to one of your, not your bench, to one of your dragon type Pokemon, and it had an attack called Bright Flame for 2 fire, a lightning, and a colorless, which did 110, discard a fire energy attached to this Pokemon. Not horrible, not bad. For 2 retreat cost and a weakness to Fairy. The next one that came out was the one in Shining Legends. So a big gap between Reshiram, like the one from Shining Legends, the Zekrom. It had very similar to the one from Black and White. So it had 130 HP, Outrage, so which is the same attack, just 20 plus 10 more for each damage counter, and Scorching Breath 130. This Pokemon can't attack during your next turn. So that is actually better than what am I saying? This is actually better than the one from Black and White because you are getting perfect numbers on yourself. So that's very awesome. The next one that came out was Reshiram GX, and I forgot, there's also a Zekrom GX that we forgot to talk about, and it's pretty mediocre, it's not even that good. So it doesn't even matter. So Reshiram GX had 180 HP, it had for 1 colorless Flame Charge, shows your deck for up to 2 fire type energy, and attach them to this Pokemon, shuffle your deck. Then Scorching Column, 110 damage, the opponent's active Pokemon is now burned, so which means technically it is doing 130 unless your opponent can block special conditions. It also had a GX attack called Vermilion GX for 3 fire and a colorless. 180 damage, you may attach up to 5 fire energy cards from your hand to your Pokemon in any way you like. So that's pretty awesome. Super not overpowered, but you know, it's still super awesome. And that came out in Dragon Majesty, and it also got the Shining Fates, not Shining Fates, Hidden Fates reprint with that super awesome gold necklace pieces on the Reshiram, so that's very awesome. Now, this is a very influential Pokemon.
And expensive.
Yep. Reshiram and Charizard GX, which actually technically didn't win the World Championships, but technically did because it was in, I do believe that the juniors division so won with Reshiram and Charizard. I think it was Green's Reshiram and Charizard, so that was very awesome. There's a bunch of different decks with this. Like, you see this in a bunch of different fire decks, like Victini, you see it in Baby Blacephalon, you see it in a bunch of different decks, and it was super awesome. It had 270 HP, obviously a tag team Pokemon. Outrage. Wow, go figure, Outrage. This attack does 30 damage plus 10 more for each damage counter on it, so very similar to Outrage on all the other ones. And but this time you can get a maximum of 300 damage, not 300, 290 damage. It also had an attack called Flare Strike for 3 fire and a colorless, 230 damage. This Pokemon cannot use Flare Strike during your next turn. And it also had Double Blaze GX for 200 plus damage. If this Pokemon has 3 extra fire type energy attached to it, you do 300 damage. So that is a 3 energy attack. And so the final one is the final ultra rare is Reshiram and Zekrom GX, which we've already talked about. Jonas has already talked about, and the final one is Reshiram Amazing Rare from Shining Legends, which was super awesome. 120 HP, and for a fire, a lightning, and a darkness, Amazing Blaze, 270 damage. This attack, this Pokemon also does 60 damage to itself. Weakness 2 water and 3 retreat cost. 270 damage is a big amount of damage. So you are one-shotting Reshiram and Zekrom. You're one-shotting Reshiram and Charizard. You're one-shotting most tag team Pokemon. And with a Vitality Band, you are knocking out ADP. So that is really awesome on Reshiram Amazing Rare. And overall, Reshiram is a super awesome Pokemon.
Zekrom's better though.
I don't know. It's been seen a lot, and it's just a really awesome card. And yeah, so that's basically it for Reshiram. There's one more which I could technically talk about, which is just this random X and Y promo, but it's not very good, so I won't talk about it. But that's basically it. We will catch you guys in the outro. Catch you guys in a second.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We 100% enjoy making it, so we hope you guys enjoyed watching it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at JL_PKMN. So yeah, and do all that jazz, you know. And yeah,
make sure to check out our 100 subscriber special.
Make sure to check out last week's opening, last week's cards of the week, next week's cards of the week, next week's opening, 100 subscriber special, which is opening on this Sunday.
So make sure to check that video out because we are doing a giveaway, I'm pretty sure. So make sure to check that out. Giveaway! Our first giveaway! So I guess, you know, we're trying to promote the channel a bit, so might as well do a giveaway. And yeah, so that's basically it. We will catch you guys in the next one.
Catch you guys later.
Catch you guys later.
Bye-bye!